So by now you should have completed the title portion of your TP-CASTT slides, and I also wrote mine on my paper here. I like to keep everything on my paper so that I can make sure that I don't forget anything. But now you should have also listened to the poem and listened to the song as well and had a better idea of what's going on in this poem. So now we come to the P part of the TP-CASTT, the paraphrase. And what that means is we're going to go through the whole poem and we're going to go stanza by stanza and we're going to rewrite it in our own words. Now, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be talking through it. You can use my words and that we're going to write it right out here in the margin. And then the whole thing will be paraphrased. And it should make the next part of the TP-CASTT, where we're going to look at all the figurative language, a little bit easier. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to separate my stanzas with lines, and I'll show you what I'm doing when I get to that. But I'm going to paraphrase each stanza line by line. So I'm going to say, many years ago, in a place near the sea, lived a girl who I loved, and she loved me. Okay, so that's a paraphrase of this first stanza, and I'm going to draw a line here to separate my stanzas. Then I'm going to move to the next one. It says, I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. So I'm going to go, we were young. And loved each other. So much that the angels were jealous. Of what we had. Whoops, what? Sorry. We had. Okay, so I'm going to put another line right there. Okay, so now I'm on this a little bit longer stanza. So, a cold wind came out of a cloud. Killing Annabel Lee. Now, what that means is that she got sick and she died. Her parents, who were rich and important, took her away and buried her. Okay, so draw a line right there. Okay, so the angels with their jealousy caused her death. Oops, I'm having trouble spelling today. Caused her death. That's what this one says. Okay, but our love was so strong it was stronger even than people older than us. Neither demons nor angels can break us apart. The moon never shines without bringing me thoughts and dreams of Annabel Lee. I always see her eyes in the stars. I'll always be with Annabel Lee. Okay, so let me go into a little more depth of how I figured this out. Now, I also want to show you that sometimes you have to use context clues. Like, for example, like look right here in this second stanza. Right here it says, the winged seraphs of heaven. Now you have to start thinking, what in heaven would have wings? Well, that's got to be angels. So that tells me that seraphs are angels. And that's what I wrote over here. Now, I also, in looking at the next stanza, her highborn kinsman. Now, kinsman means family, and highborn would mean like royal or rich and important. So, that's talking here about her parents. They're rich and powerful. And that what that tells me also is that the speaker is not from a rich and powerful family. So he fell in love with the daughter of rich parents, and they probably didn't like that very much. So this is what you need to have written down on your poem. Now I will post a photo of this, in fact a few photos, so that you can see every part of it. But you need to make sure that your poem looks just like mine. Now tomorrow I'm going to make a video and we're going to analyze all of the figurative language. And in this poem, there's a lot. We're going to look at all the similes, metaphors, the personification, the symbolism, all of the rhyming, and look at each part of it very carefully to understand more and more and more what this poem means. But for today, make sure that you have all of this written down in your margins, just the way I did. That way it's going to make tomorrow's task a little bit easier.